most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hello.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Short, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
You're the
therapist.
most famous physical therapist on the internet.
In our humble opinion, Bob.
Today, we're going to talk about 3 secrets to living with back pain. Plus, we're doing a giveaway which actually connects with living with back pain. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on our social media channels because just like today, we're always giving something away. If you go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section, you'll find out we're giving away a Thermotex infrared heating system today.
Right.
Very nice. These are very nice, and we'll talk about that. You can also go to Facebook and find it there. If you want a short version of us, go to Twitter or Instagram. We got a 60-second version of our program. Brad, you live with back pain. Can you tell about what you all do to keep it under control?
Sure. The biggest thing is I modify some of my activities. I don't do a lot of heavy bending and lifting, a little bit at a time. Good judgment. One of the biggest things for back pain I did was change the lumbar support in my vehicle.
And we're going to get to this. So you're basically, Brad does all 3 things that we're going to talk about today.
Right. Yep.
The first one is we're going to mention the giveaway, the Thermotex infrared heating pad. I have it on right here.
Yes.
We were both looking for it. This is how sad we are at our age. So what's nice about the Thermotex heating pad, it does come with extra straps if you order through our link.
Yep.
And you can actually walk around with it. So it's got a 6-foot cord. And I often use it like if I have a little bit of the knots up here, I'll put it on and I'll work at the computer while it's on.
Right.
And it's funny. I just real quick, I can tell you, a nurse, I was telling her that she could go ahead and put it on because she was having some knots.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I can't walk around with that on. She came back and put it on. She was doing her paperwork with it on, and it worked for her too. What's nice about infrared heating, much better than regular heating, is that it penetrates 2.36 inches. So
much deeper than a conventional.
Much deeper than, and so it's going to get into the joints, into the back joints that could be giving you trouble. So Brad and I use it both. We just put it in our chair.
Right.
We and not our chair, your chair, my chair. We don't live together. We have women. We have wives. And anyway,
make that clear, Bob.
So anyway, we just put it in the chair. I leave mine on. It's fantastic as the weather gets cold. You just lean against it. So
I actually use my lumbar support, and then I put it on top of that, so that works well for my back. And everyone's a little different that way.
Well, let's jump. Why don't we jump into that? Let's mix things up. The second secret is you got to position your body right, and that's no matter what. If you're sitting, standing, or sleeping,
right.
You got to make sure. Can you take this off, Brad?
Sure.
You got to make sure that your back is in what we call the neutral position, where you have, spine goes in, spine goes out, spine goes in.
Right, the natural curves of the spine. And that's a little bit different with everyone. Some are more pronounced and some are less.
If you're going into this flexed posture, no matter if you're sleeping that way, if you're sitting that way, or you're lifting that way, you're going to have problems. So with sitting, quite often what we recommend is that you do want to use some type of back support.
Right.
Now, you could take a rolled towel. Do you want to grab a rolled towel, Brad?
This is a good way to start out so you don't purchase something that may not fit your body right.
Because if you have a more slight build, I would say I have a slight build.
Well, you're slender. You're 6.5 foot tall.
Yeah,
he looks like
5. I'm 7 feet tall here. So anyway, I don't need as much of a roll as somebody who would be, let's say, a larger person who maybe is a little more ample in the butt.
Right.
They're going to have more of a gap there.
Right.
And so they're going to need more of a roll. So you can start off with, figure out what size you need by rolling up a towel. We put a little tape around it.
Here's an example of a
large towel. Right. Exactly. So you're going to slide your butt all the way back. You're going to put this along the belt line. Very important, like in the car,
right,
where you sit a lot and you're actually getting some shock absorption too. But even at your desk too, if you're going to sit for a long period of time.
I do it like in the car when I finally found the one. We don't have the exact one here, but I always used to get out of the car, felt like an old man, heart to straighten up, and I'd walk, and about 20 steps it'd feel better. I got the right lumbar support. Almost gone.
Yeah.
90% of those symptoms are gone.
Yeah, and that shows you right there, because I know before that you maybe thought, I just have a bad back. I'm not, and really you were hurting your back. I mean, you weren't allowing it to heal.
Right.
I mean, so it's really important that you position right, that you with everything you do.
Right.
So let's even go to sleeping at night.
Oh,
So
yes.
there's a couple things you can try with sleeping at night. One is if you're laying on your side like this, your back is actually sagging down in here. There's supposed to be normally a little bit of a gap here.
Right.
So you can take a sheet and roll it around you, or you can also, they have, what do they call these again, Brad?
Sleep roll.
Sleep roll.
Yeah, right behind. Yeah, you can, a sheet or a towel roll like this, you can start out with to fill in that gap Bob is talking about.
And so what's nice about it, if you have it all the way around the back too, then when you roll onto your back, it also gives you some support.
Right.
So
the whole thing is your mattress does not accommodate your body because you may need a different mattress, but that's expensive. This is a good way to.
Yeah, this is a good
go
thing to
around that.
try,
Right.
especially if you're waking up with pain. If you're waking up with pain, something's not right. You
Yeah.
need to make some adjustment at night. And again, this holds true if you're a larger person with a larger buttock. You may need more of a gap, more something to fill in the gap than you would be for a slighter built person.
Sure.
So those are a couple positioning things. We're not going into great detail on this. What we're trying to tell you though is you can be in control of your back pain. You can knock it down quite a bit if you just do things right. So that's number 2. Number 1 was Thermotex. Number 2 was position right. Number 3 is move right.
Sure.
So let's say I'm going to take the simple act of getting out of a chair, Brad.
Yep.
So let's say I'm like this. And what do you normally do? A lot of people bend forward like this into that bad posture.
Yep. So it's rounding that low back.
What you want to work on is actually, and this is I'm using the Booyah stick here to give as a guide.
Oh, let me.
So you want to show where I have contact points, Brad?
Head's touching the stick, mid back, and down by the low back, the sacrum. You know, you can use anything straight that you can get the contact. Now that forces Bob when he has those contact points.
So let's say I'm going to do it wrong. Now I'm down to one contact point. I'm getting forward.
Yep.
Now, if I want to get upright, I'm going to keep all 3 contact points. I'm going to lean forward, and the movement is occurring in my hips, not my back. My back is staying nice and steady.
Right.
So this is the same and this is very true in getting out of bed in the morning. So all night long, the discs in your body, the discs between the vertebrae that are in your back, they're filling up with fluid.
Right.
So your back is very vulnerable in the morning. So a lot of people, what's the first thing they do, Brad? They get up and they go, well, no, they get up like this.
Right. They lean
up
forward,
like this.
Yes. And right at
round
that point.
It out, a lot of stress on the back, a lot of stress on this. And then they get up the same way. So what we want you to do is you're laying flat on your back, roll over like a log. Don't go like this segment. Go everything, the shoulders, hips, knees, all roll over together like this. So everything's staying straight. Bring the legs off. I'm pushing up with my arms, keeping my back nice and straight. And then it's the same thing again. I'm going to go ahead and get out of bed, keeping my back straight. You know, obviously, if you even think about this, it's going to help. I was telling my wife to do it, pretending like the stick was in place there, and that's all she needed, and then she does it correctly.
So yeah, really taking your time with some of these movements that can irritate your back and do them right. This is just a tool,
right?
To help.
A training tool.
Training tool. You don't have to sleep with a stick and get out like that.
No.
I just want to clarify it, Bob.
That clear, right? So you want to move right, you want to position right, and the Thermotex helps it heal and helps the muscles, and if there's any spasm, calm down.
Right. So, get some relaxation.
Right. Okay. Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything
except for
a broken heart.
There you go, Bob.
I'll put it over here today, Brad. We're working on it. Hey, don't hit the heart.
What? That's a tough one.
All right. Thanks for watching.